So hello and welcome back. So last class we have discussed about how to create an Angular project. So I got the first tab and these are the file system. Okay, so first thing what we do is we will load the first tab to the web stream and then we understand the flow and the file structure. Okay, so first I'll copy the path. I will open a WebStorm. So once you install a WebStorm, you get the WebStorm icon on the home page. I mean on the desktop. Just double click on that. Yeah, so we're using WebStorm 2021. Okay, so once the WebStorm is loaded, you can, if you want to load your project to here, so you need to copy the path and then just click on a file, open the space your content, and it detects the file which you are going to load the folder and click on OK and just say this window, the same window. Okay, so that it will link all these files from here to here. Okay, so we have a readme, that's fine. Okay, so once I have loaded all the files, so we will have a look into the file structure in a minute. But before that, let me start the server. So I have stopped it. I have closed the existing command prompt which I have started in the last video. So let me start from here. So generally we have external command prompt like this, right? Same like that for every editor we have internal command prompt. That's like terminal. For WebStorm you have a terminal here in the bottom. You can check there is something called terminal. Okay, you can click on that. So to open the terminal window. So here only you can execute all the commands for starting or stopping of a server and creation of components, services, everything here. Okay, if you can't see that here, you can just click on the top on the bottom left hand side. If you just keep a cursor, there is a list and in that there is a terminal. Okay, so Alt F12 is a shortcut for terminal. Okay, so if you can't find a terminal here, just over here you can find that. Okay, so I have it, just click on and so now let me start the application development server. So how to start? Ng space serve, that's all. Ng serve. So it will run your Angular application on a port number 4200. So let's wait for the server to start. Okay, so my Angular live development server has started and running on this port number. You can just click on this link. It opens your default browser and you can see the page. Yeah, this is what we have seen in the last class. So super, you have made an application. You just create a first application of Angular and you successfully started the server of Angular and you can see the content on the browser. Super. And now we need to understand is the folder structure behind it and what is the control flow and where does this content is coming from. If you know where does this coming from, so that you can change and you can write your own content. Okay, so first of all I'll minimize this here. So we need to understand the folder structure. First let me on my magnifier. Okay, see here, this is the first tab, your application folder. In that we have node modules. So node modules in the sense your Angular application is depend on various JavaScript libraries. So all those JavaScript libraries will be kept in the node modules, and this will be an auto-generated file, the folder. So which we should not touch anything in this node module. So this is like auto-generated. Okay, so which contains the Angular modules. Okay, so some internal Babel scripts, like too many uh, JavaScript libraries is involved here. Okay, fine. And then there is a folder called src. So src is like your source code. So whatever the source code, if you want to write, what are the programs you're going to write in Angular, so you have to write inside a src folder. And along with that, there are a lot of files got generated. So one is browser uh, listric. So this is regarding the browser specific configuration like Chrome, Firefox and all. So this is not required as of now. And this is editor specific configuration file, and this is GitHub. When you want to push the source code to GitHub, so what folders can be ignored? So you have to mention that git ignore. And then angular.json. So this is the Angular's configuration file. Okay, and if you want to configure some external external JavaScripts or external CSS files, so everything you can configure here. Okay, so for example, in future, if you want to connect a Bootstrap, a front-end library, or material, Angular material, so Prime Angular, so any kind of style sheets you're gonna configure here. So it is a Angular's configuration file, and there is karma.conf.js. This is for test cases configuration file for Karma test cases, and there is a package.json. So package.json is, if you see every project, there should be one package.json. Okay, so that package.json is actually a configuration file for the whole project. Okay, for example, we have started the server using the command what ngserve. So this ngserve command also kept inside the package.json. Okay, and if you want to build the project or if you want to run the test cases, so everything has configured here. Okay, and also your Angular application depend on certain modules. See, in node modules we have all the list of libraries, right? So all those list of libraries can be mentioned in this package.json. And the package log.json is actually um, it is something different. So it's a dependent on package.json. It means Angular is depend on certain libraries, and those libraries depend on even other libraries. So those extra dependent libraries will be listed out here. And this is, you don't need to touch. It is a complete a locked file. Okay, so it's complete auto-generated file. Okay, and there is a README file. So this contains like regarding how to start the first application, how to build the first application. Okay, how to generate some components, right? So those things. Okay, test cases and all. Next, you have three other files. Close it. You have three other files. One is tsconfig app.json, so application specific TypeScript configuration, and regular TypeScript language configuration, and this one for test cases specific TypeScript configuration. Okay, so there are too many files listed out here. So at this time, you don't need to worry about all these files. Just know what is what. Okay, and then now we'll be move on to the very important folder, that is src. So every source code which you have, so you have to keep in this folder. So if I expand this src folder, so you can find again few files here. So one is something called app. So app indicates your Angular application, and there is something called assets. Assets indicates like in your application, if you want to have images, okay, some local images, some icons, okay, and if you want to have a local mp3 file, audio files, anything you can keep here, all assets. Okay, and there is something called environments. So this is regarding environment specific configuration. For example, development server, I need some configuration. Okay, and production, I need some configuration. So that environment specific information will be here. So prod is production level, and this is for development level. And there is a favicon.ico. This is the icon which uh, this Angular favicon ICO, this Angular. Okay, you can see that on the browser. And index.html, that's a home page. And main.ts, that's a main TypeScript file which will start with Angular. So your Angular flow starts from here. Okay, and there's a polyfill.ts. This is now to learn now. And test cases configuration file and style.ch. This is the global style sheet. Okay, so what you have to know again, assets contain just github keep file, and you don't need to, you don't have any images. Generally you keep local images here. And there is a app folder. In the app you can see app.css, app.html, app.spec, ts, app module, routing module. We have configured y, right? When you create a project, routing y, so that's where routing module file has come extra. Okay, to understand all these things, first we'll, okay, we just see the flow. I mean, sorry, we just see the folder structure. So now we understand the flow. Okay, so what exactly happening in this? So first let me stop my magnifier. Okay, So we understand the folder structure. Now the very important story is from where does this page is coming from. So to understand this page, you need to understand something called a component based architecture of your project. Okay, so I have opened my PowerPoint, so I'll show you here. So this is what we have. So to understand this, we need to understand something called Angular component architecture. So how, in the broadest perspective, how Angular will be. So your Angular application, right? So the Angular application divided with one root module. So every application comes with a root module. Generally, Angular application divide into certain modules. As I talked about earlier in the component-based development. So module, it's like a user module, admin module, uh, like payment module, orders module, like that. So every application comes with one root level module, that is app module. Okay. So in that there is a root level component. So every module is divided into multiple components. So in the app module, we have one component that is root level component. It's called app component. I'll show you where all these files. Okay. So root level one component. So in the root level component app, you're gonna create a few of any of component. So in future, first of all, what is component? Component represents a small piece of UI. Okay, it represents a small piece of user interface. It can be a card, it can be a alert message, it can be a button, it can be anything. Okay, so all those components resides under app component. So generally initial days of Angular application development, we create all the components under app component, but there is a provision to create your own module as well. So when you start an Angular with a broader perspective, if you want to create a bit large application, then you start creating your own modules as well. And don't worry, coming in the coming examples, we'll see how to create our own module. So you can have your own modules like user module, admin module, like that, and each module contains your own components. Okay, so this is the general architecture. Uh, I mean the structure of Angular components. And what is that each component? So we know, right? So you can divide the whole application into components like navbar component, sidebar component, main contain one component, sidebar two one component, like that. Now, how does this component is made? Generally, when we are talking about component, so component is made of three files majorly. So when you see here, for example, if you want to build a navbar component, so which consists of three files, one HTML, one CSS, and one TypeScript. For example, you want to design a card, a simple card. So card component, we call it as card component. Okay. So card component contains what? Card.html, card.css, card.typescript. Okay. So HTML is for the design, the CSS is for the styles, and the TS is for the logic. Okay. Any dynamic logic if you want to make, you want to bind to the HTML, that source code will be in the TS file. We have one more file that is called spec.ts. That is called a test configuration file. Okay, so now we will see the architecture where are all these files. So first of all, when you go inside SRC folder in the app, you can see app.module.ts. Okay, there is a file called app.module.ts. So this is the app module file, the root level app module. Okay, in that some configuration is there. In that something called app component, the root level component was configured. So when you go inside, so this is your app component. Okay, so I'll talk about all these things what at all, but this is your app component. Okay, for this app component, this is a TypeScript file. Okay, so in the TypeScript file, one HTML, one CSS. So TypeScript, HTML, CSS, and one selector. Selector is a sense your custom tag. Every component, see, every component is a collection of three files, right? So all together will combine and will give one name called tag name. So every custom component is having one custom tag. So you represent the component with a tag. So For my app component, there is a tag called app root. So this is a tag. So this you have to configure in the HTML wherever you want. Okay. So now we understand the flow. The flow looks like this. Let me open here. Yeah. So what we did in HTTP colon slash slash 127 or localhost colon 4200. Yeah. So whenever you enter this particular URL, when you enter this particular URL, so generally what happens is, see, on the browser, whenever you enter a URL, so this will automatically look into the index.html. Okay, generally when you load any website URL, so it generally look for index.html of that particular application, and index.html nothing but the home page of your application. So same way for Angular also, when you enter this particular URL, it look into index.html. So now let's see where is the index.html. When you go inside the src, there is a index.html. So when you open that, yeah, it's a very simple index.html. There is a meta tag configured, title configured. So you can see the title over here is for tab. Okay, and some viewport configured for responsiveness, and there is a favicon was configured, favicon.ico, that is this icon. Okay, and in the body there is something called app root. Do you remember what is this app root? The root level app component I told, right? There is a custom tag defined in the, see, in app component, app root is there. Okay, so this app root tag is configured here. Okay, but how does these two connected, I tell you. Yeah, see, the whole page, this complete application, this complete UI is come from where? The body tag. Okay, from the body tag, but in the body tag nothing is there, there is no code, just app root is there. Okay, so what is this app root is? This is your application specific, sorry, your application specific app component, this one, app component. And where is that app component? Here in src folder app, you can find app.component.ts. See, this is app root. Okay, for that there is a HTML and there is a CSS. So when you go inside a CSS, there is nothing is there. So it means they have configured everything in HTML. So in the place of app root, there is something got injected, and what is that is the content of this HTML file. So when you go inside the HTML, see, they have they have managed the style sheets and HTML source code, everything in one file. Actually, we are not supposed to do that. Okay, so there's a style tag configured. There's a huge styles, and see here HTML started. Okay, see, there is a span welcome, so you can check welcome. Okay, and then there is an Angular logo image, this one, and below that you have some anchor tags. Okay, and below that you have rocket ship. uh, where is rocket ship? I think this one. mm, okay, so it's icon, and then title app is running. So first app is running. So where is this title? Actually in TS file you can check, they declare a variable title first app. Just understand what is happening. Okay, so I'll just come back again in detail for all this. Yeah, title is equal to first tab, they declare a variable called first tab, and that first tab they have bind here. Generally we do document.get element by id, all these things, right? But generally in Angular we use the expression. Okay, title, for example, you change the title to uh, UI brains app. Okay, so when I save it, so this gets substituted with UI brains app. Got it? And also one more thing is, your browser will automatically reload it once you do some changes in the file. You don't need to go every time and refresh the browser. Okay, it does automatic. Okay, and there are uh, some more content and all those things which are all here. Okay, so huge content. That's fine. Okay, so we understand this content is coming from app component HTML file. It's coming. App component.html file is coming. Okay, that's fine. But how does this HTML app root as configured and all of a sudden this app component has comes into picture? Simple. There is a whenever you start your Angular application, so there is a main.ts file. In that entire story there is a main.ts file, so from here the flow starts actually. So when you go inside the main.ts file, so here they have import few libraries from Angular core and app module and all. So here you can see whenever you start an Angular application, so it is something called bootstrap module app module. So it is bootstrapping. It is like startup. Okay, so it is starting the app module. So app module is in the root module of your Angular application. So it is bootstrapping the Angular module, app module. So when you go inside app module, it's very simple in WebStorm to go inside the file. You can just press the control key and hover here. Okay, and just click on it. It'll go directly to the file. Okay, so app.module.ts you can find here in app folder app.module.ts. So this is the root level module of your whole Angular application. So every component which you want to create in an app module, you have to configure here. And there is one component is configured, that is app component. Okay, root component has configured here and bootstrap here. So when Angular application start, it is bootstrapping Angular module, app module, and that is bootstrapping app component, and that app component is your this one. So when the place where app root was configured in index, so that's got injected by this app root, and what was injected over there is the content of the HTML file. That is the entire story of your application. And even if you want to understand that story, I don't need all this. I want to have my own content. So you can just say Control A and delete. You save it and check, it's gone. Okay, so let's say some h2 tag app component. Okay, see you got app component. Okay, so that's fine. So now you find where does this content is coming from. Okay, so now you understand the flow. So now it's time to create our own component and configure here. Okay, so let's see that in the next video. Thank you.